Africa, prisons are in crisis. Buildings are old, dilapidated and overcrowded. Health and sanitary conditions are poor. Food is insufficient, both in quantity as well as quality. With nothing to do, thousands of prisoners just wait for their prison term to be over. Instead of being a place of rehabilitation, the prison becomes a warehouse in which to keep large numbers of people. Most prisons have access to large areas of land, yet this land is either unutilised or underproducing. Combining these available resources, idle land, idle prisoners, provides a way to benefit all parties.
When I arrived here, I found that the whole place was bushy. All this place was water-roged. There was no seeds which can grow at a water-roged place.
On my arrival when I was arrested, there was no farm here. There were just reeds. Since birth, I had never held a hoe, but here I have learned to farm. I am capable of sowing any seed and growing any vegetable.
In 1998, in Malawi, the Prison Farms programme started as a partnership between the Prison Service and Penal Reform International. Since government funding proved never enough to cover the needs of the prisons, the Prison Service looked again at how its own resources could be better employed to promote greater self-sufficiency. The Prison Farms programme aimed to grow more food by itself. It also aimed to improve and diversify the diet, while providing prisoners with useful skills they could apply back in the village upon their release.
The impact of the prison farms has been that there has been an increase in terms of production. This in the end has resulted in reducing our dependency on government funding. The other impact has been is that it has also contributed in terms of improvement of the health status of our inmates.
To have any impact, reform in the production system and prison farm management was required. Food produced in prison farms is not free food. In order to realise their full potential, the farms must be well managed. Firstly, to attain a good level of production, and secondly, to produce food for less than the cost of buying it from private suppliers. In Malawi, in an average year, the prison farms produce maize at less than half of the normal purchase price. The production system in particular needs to be economically viable and therefore designed with an eye to cost and sustainability. Instead of procuring expensive machinery with their high attendant running costs, priority was given to extensive use of manual labour wherever possible. The programme also opted for low-cost production technologies based on the management of the natural resources available on the farms.
The prison farms cannot afford to go into highly intensive production system, and because of this, that's why it has gone into these resource-oriented technology systems.
The farms are organised to recycle everything in the production cycle, creating a nutrient system which is as closed as possible. Animal and plant waste are fed back into the new production cycle to feed the animals or fertilise the soil after the composting process. This reduces considerably the quantity of and dependency on external inputs. Attention is also paid to the management of water in the farms, to find and manage the water sources and organise irrigation appropriately. For instance, ponds are used both for fish production as well as reserves of water. Another important aspect of a balanced farming system is plant diversification. Long periods of monoculture damage the soil and reduce its fertility. Diversification benefits both farming and nutrition, as the different crops, vegetables and fruits vary and enrich the prisoner's diet and assist in balancing the ecosystem.
The resource-oriented technology has got limitations. The limitations are the low yields being achieved in the farms. And to answer that, there's an introduction on the biocatalyst. And the biocatalyst has got two advantages. One advantage is the higher yields being achieved in the farms. And the second advantage is the saving of the cost in production.
The prison farms in Malawi have pioneered the use of biocatalysts in the country. Where used, the biocatalysts have not only cut production costs by 40%, thanks to the reduction in the use of expensive chemicals and mineral fertilizers, they have also increased the volume and quality of the harvest. In the pilot farms, the maize yield more than doubled, reaching up to 8 metric tons per hectare. The quality of the soil also improved dramatically. Cost-saving techniques are used throughout the production. Gravity-fed irrigation is preferred to fuel or electrical pumps, which are more expensive to run and maintain. Maximum use is made of local tools and materials. The techniques are relevant to village life and they are easy to learn and apply. Not only do they enable the prisons to produce more with less, they enable prison staff and ex-prisoners to produce more at home.
We're supposed to cover with banana head caps.
Prison officers are not professional farmers. Their vocational training is different. To raise the standard of production, it is important to bring in the expertise of farmers and to train prison officers and prisoners in agricultural techniques and innovations. In Malawi, over 100 prison officers have been trained for their daily work on the farms. They, in turn, become the trainers of the prisoners who go out to work in the fields and learn agricultural skills. There is also specialised training in nursery production, fruit tree pruning, small animal husbandry and beekeeping.
Serving a prison sentence contained inside, there's nothing you learn. But being out here in the farm, you learn what the prison officials are teaching. And they teach you many things. Our friends inside are not learning anything, they only eat and sleep. But we are learning a lot.
The benefits, when the prison farms are run well, go beyond cost savings and better nutrition. They serve to normalise the prison environment, as people are engaged in work they would be doing if they were at liberty. Where everyone participates in and benefits from the programme, security concerns reduce and tensions diminish. This improves living and working conditions for everyone.
One of the advantages of being sent to a prison farm is that you cultivate vegetables that you can consume yourself, rather than eating beans all the time. It is more diverse. Another advantage is that when we cultivate more vegetables, huge amounts are sold, and the money is used to buy fish, and so we eat fish, vegetables, and some beans, just like you would eat at home. Also, those of us who come out get fresh air and like the hot air inside prison. And also our bodies are healthy because it is like being at home where one works.
This prison farm has really contributed to health to prisoners. Because previously we had a number of TB cases, and now we don't have any. Previously, prisoners depend on beans and sima only. But now they are eating variety of food. Potatoes, pawpaws, bananas. I'm now extending it to rice. So it has really changed their diet. That's why you are seeing healthy prisoners working over there. There are healthy prisoners. Sick prisoners can't come out and work. Can't do this heavy job like this one, digging. It's not a simple job. But they eat and work.
My name is Mika Wyson. I am here at the prison to see Warder Piri, whom I used to work with in the farm. When I was in prison, I was not sent straight away to the prison farm. When I was sitting inside prison, I could feel that due to inactivity, my body was not free and I felt very troubled. But when I was sent into the farms, I really felt good. It was as if I were at home doing what I had left there.
In terms of food, members of staff are also benefiting a lot from these things which were growing. We have got plenty of vegetables. These are for staff and prisoners. They work themselves and they have to eat.
Prison farming combines many useful features when it comes to starting up a rehabilitation program. Farms can employ a lot of prisoners and produce rapid and tangible results which can easily be shared out. The production cycles are generally sufficiently short to allow prisoners to be involved in the process from the beginning to the end and learn how to apply each step in that process upon release.
All along, prisons as a department has always been associated with punitive issues of punishment of prisoners. But now we are trying to run away from punishing prisoners. But we are looking at issues of reformation. In reformation of prisoners, we are looking at skills development of the inmates, so that when they go out of prison, they should be able to live a useful life out there.
Our job, we prison officers, our mission is to rehabilitate prisoners, so that if they come to prison, they should not come back. In that way, we are reducing congestion, because they have learned a lot of resources from this project. And when they go out, they become busy cultivating their own food. Before we started this project, staff and prisoners were not familiar. So when we started this project, members of staff get used to be together with the prisoners. As I've already stated that our aim is to rehabilitate. We don't take them here at this land to punch them, no. They should feel that what they are doing is a thing that will help them tomorrow.
My life has been transformed. After being released from here, I cultivated beans and maize, and from then up to March this year, I have managed to buy a bicycle from the income generated from this farming.
This is an Irish potato farm, and I am the owner. I learned this type of farming from the prison. I learned about making vegetable beds, about adding compost manure to vegetables, things that I didn't know in the past. I am getting enough yield to sustain my whole family. Right now, we are not hungry.
The results achieved by the prison farms in Malawi have attracted interest from many other countries on the continent. They demonstrate what can be achieved at no additional cost to the state when initiative and partnership are encouraged.
I am the most happy officer, and I'm proud of my job. I need others to be doing so, and they should also be proud of their job.
The knowledge that I got there, nobody can take it away. It's a part of me.
Malawi kuno Ojimwene mugazabwela kumangalanje Chuma chomwe mukuchisaka mutachipeza Malawi kuno Kaja